Hey everyone, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Ryan, and in today's video, I'm going to show you the brand new no-code element called tabs. Let's go ahead and get started. So before I tell you exactly what it is, I think just kind of showing you will kind of explain it better. So if we come over to add, and we come over to layout tools and tabs, you'll see this new element right here, and we'll see we have several different options. So if I just drag this out onto the page, and I just kind of center it real quick and press preview, here is what the brand new tabs is. So it's basically this really cool little, kind of like a multi-state box with different states, but we don't need code to make it work. This is something that I think is really, really cool, and it's actually very, very easy to edit and adjust. So we can go ahead and design this however we want. So if we come over to the width, of course, we can set the width to be whatever we want. If we press the layout tab, we can have the tabs fit the entire width of the element, or we can have them aligned to a side. Now we can actually change the side on which they are aligned right here. So we can have them be in the center or even on the right side. Personally, I do like them being on the left. And then down below that, we can actually adjust the spacing in between the tabs. So maybe we can do something like 15 here. And then we can also adjust the tabs and the container spacing as well. So here's the tabs and here's the container. So maybe with this one, we could also go ahead and add like 30 pixels there. Now, if we scroll down, we'll also notice that we have horizontal and vertical padding. So if we adjust this, you'll kind of notice that there is more padding being added horizontally on these little tab buttons. And we can also expand the vertical padding as well to make these even bigger. Now, personally, I do kind of like them being the size that they were. So we'll just go ahead and bring those back down. And then down below that, we have behaviors. So if you have a bunch of tabs, you can have them set to scroll or wrap, and you can kind of decide that for yourself. Now, most likely, if you do something wide like this, then you really won't have that issue to even worry about anyway. But we can even control the spacing if your items are wrapped as well. But the cool thing about this is we can go into manage tabs, and we can create as many tabs as we want. We can set one as default if we want that one to show first, if we wanted to. We can duplicate tabs, we can delete tabs, whatever we want. But once we have a tab, then we can go into the container itself and then start designing it. So for this one in particular, let's say we didn't want 8% margin, maybe we just want 3. And we can lock that to all edges. And then we can grab the elements inside of it and just kind of adjust the design however we want. Basically, this part is exactly just like making anything inside of Editor X. So it's not very complicated at all. Now, as for the design of this, what you can do is select the element, and in the design tab in the inspector panel, you'll notice that we have a main or a menu container, then we have tabs, and we have the container itself. So we can come into the menu container, and honestly, there's not really much really needed to do in this instance. If you wanted to, you could add like a stroke around it, maybe with some different corners and layout and stuff like that, like with padding. Maybe we could add like 20 pixels of padding here. Corner radius, we can set this to 12. You know, we can do something like this to kind of give it that effect. But honestly, I kind of like the way it looked before, so I'm just going to remove the border and remove the padding because I actually like the way that this looks the most. But once we're happy with the menu container, we can switch over to the tabs. And just like this drop down up here, we can adjust the regular, the hover, and the selected. So hover, we can change just about everything, the text color, the borders, the corners, all of that kind of stuff. And then we can do the same thing for selected as well. So it's pretty simple to edit that. And then for the containers itself, you basically get a bunch of the same controls that you can use on just about every single container. But I'm actually a huge fan of this. I know a lot of you like the idea of multi-state boxes, but they can be a little bit confusing, especially if you're not really familiar with Velo encoding. So I think this is a fantastic element that I'm so happy to see inside of Wix and EditorX. But that's basically going to wrap it up for today's video. If you all did enjoy, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more Wix and EditorX content coming out really soon. Thank you all again, and I'll see you all in the next one.